We're going to get started. Hi everyone, welcome. For those I haven't met yet, my name is Felicia Pilatano. I don't know what I am. I am an independent consultant, executive national vice president, and we've got a nice little cosy group tonight. So lots, school holidays, people away and all the rest of it, but that's fine. And we've got a couple of Zooms happening just for a few people who are away and to record all this great info that we're going to be sharing with you tonight. So, look guys, last month was pretty full on because we had AAC and we wanted to bring back a little bit of inspiration from there. Tonight we're going to try and just work with a couple of different topics and really just nut them out and get your feedback on them and help make sure that you guys understand them so that we can go back and implement them into your business, okay? So what I've got up here is something that I'm going to hand out in a moment, but I'm actually going to do something a little bit different tonight that I don't normally do, not because I'm lazy and I could be bothered, but because I actually think that you guys are going to get a lot of benefit out of me playing this video tonight, okay? So I know some of you, I promised the other day, you asked me, how did that girl get to RVP in 3 months? Or how did she get into Coral for RVP in 5 months? We've actually got a little video training of this girl, and she is going to be sharing with us exactly what she did. And the reason that I have this up on the screen is because she will talk about this during her training, which is the Help 8 to Find 2, which really all that she's saying is that this is their strategy, guys, and we're going to implement it and put it into our business as well, because I've shared it with a couple of people and I think it's so simple and just bloody awesome. So what it is that they, and it's pretty much what we were talking about anyway. I was in the middle of creating another strategy which was really talking about 8 ASVPs for RE9 or prep work, whatever it is you want, and getting 4 people onto the healthy living. So they've basically broken it down. It's very easy and very duplicable, and because a lot of people come in and they say, what do I need to do? Okay, yes, I'm excited, I'm fired up, I believe, but what do I need to do? Okay, so this is what you need to do, because a lot of the time, guys, when people first come into the business, like I know that in the beginning, I was brought into the business was you had to book 6 workshops, you had to book 8 workshops. That amount of activity gave you the QV and it gave you the opportunity to be in front of enough people to talk about the business and to get your PCs, okay? So when people came in, that's why I held people accountable to, was that level of activity. Okay, so what I've found now is the water's a little bit muddy in that we're bringing people on, and because we're not keeping them accountable to 6 or 8 workshops, we sort of don't know where to keep them accountable. So people are not really sure of how to reach certain goals. So sometimes we think we're doing them a favour by leaving them to their own devices, but all that happens is they get lost. Okay. You're the leader, you know where you've got to go, you're not putting pressure on people, you're leading them in the right direction to success, okay? So this is just a nice little guide to help them and to help you stay accountable to what everyone needs to achieve in order to succeed and duplicate as well, okay? And the other thing is that sometimes, there's that saying, and I'm going to muff it all up because I always do. Let me get it on my phone, hold on, because I'm not going to muff it up. I saved it on purpose. One sec. Where is it? I saved it to my phone, I think. Don't worry about it. It was basically, the problem is that not that we set the bar too high and people can't reach it. Sometimes we set the bar too low and they do reach it, okay? So we want to stretch people and we want to show them that if they get into a lot of activity, that's actually what's going to generate success. We can't make people successful with them only doing adding 2 people to a healthy living group per month. I know it's easy. We'd love to say to them, that's all you have to do, but that's not serving them, and it's not serving, the greater good of what you're trying to create either, okay? So I'm going to now play this video. It is 40 minutes long, okay? But I really do believe that it's 40 minutes that you will get excellent training. So please try not to talk for anybody else's sake. We will write some notes down as you go through and we'll discuss it at the end. But definitely just try and have your full attention on what she's saying.
Welcome to this call. I'm so excited. This is Danielle Lauber, and I know that a lot of you guys have been looking forward to this call since I announced it last week. I've been so excited to hear from Miss Mariah tonight. I know you guys have heard me talking a lot about her because I've been so inspired by not only what she's creating, but kind of how she's doing it, and I just feel like she's building such an incredible business with so much class. I've had kind of an inside look at her journey because her upline is one of my dear friends, National Vice President Lisa Dooley. And I remember Lisa kind of talking to me about Mariah before she had promoted to area manager. And she said, there's this new girl on my team, her name's Mariah, and I've never seen anything like this before. I just know that she's going to create something incredible. And then it was like, Mariah's in area qual. And then it was like, Mariah finished area. Oh my gosh, Mariah's going RVP qual. And I just was so inspired and just kind of in awe of what she was doing. And so I asked her if she would graciously jump on this call and just kind of chat with us. We're not going to have her do a formal training. This is going to be very open and just discussion back and forth. She started in the middle of April, and she still feels, correct me if I'm wrong, Mariah, but she still feels like she doesn't even really know what she's doing or how she's doing it. So she didn't want to do a full-fledged training. And I said, that's perfect, because we just want to chat, and we just want to pick your brain, and we want to know what it is that you're doing. So I'm so thrilled that you're here. I can't thank you enough for sharing your time with us, because obviously you are crazy busy and it's so much momentum. So thank you for just hitting pause for a few minutes to share with us. We truly believe in Arbonne that we're better together. And so I know that by you, even though it might be a little uncomfortable, by you getting on here and sharing your story, it's going to inspire some incredible women to just kind of blaze new trails and follow in your footsteps. So Mariah is 20 years old, you guys, which gets me super excited too, because I was 20 when I started my business. However, I went a little bit slower than you did. So congratulations. She's 20 years old. She's a full-time college student, and she is studying exercise physiology. She's from Kansas and is the oldest of 3, so I'm sure it's just so fun for your parents to be a part of watching what you're doing. I'm sure your younger siblings are totally inspired. But you guys, like I said, she started in the middle of April, and last month she was a bonusing regional vice president. So not only did she promote to region in the quickest possible time you can do it with Arbonne. The quickest you can promote to region is in 4 months. She went area qual in her first month, finished area, region qual in her third month, finished region. And when I realized I wanted her to train for us is when I realized that the next month after region, she didn't slow down. Because we see a lot of times in Arbonne, people will jump in, will go crazy, and then it's kind of like, they take a break. She didn't take a break, you guys. She got her region bonus the next month. And through conversations with Lisa, I have a feeling you're going to be pretty close to halfway to region or halfway to nation this month with a potential region qualification. You guys, it blows my mind. I've never seen this. So without further ado, I am going to turn it over to the lady that you guys want to hear from. And I'm just going to ask her questions. So Mariah, first of all, I just want you to kind of share your story and how you got introduced to Arbonne and what made you decide to jump in, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. That was such a great introduction. And hello, everyone.
Like she said, my name's Mariah. I'm 20 years old. I'm a full-time college student. And I'm very new to this. When Danielle asked me to do this, I was like, yeah, but can you make it really informal? Because I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing, exactly like she said. So we're just going to go with it. So a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm a 20 years old full-time college student. I was introduced to ARPA about 5 months ago. So a lady that I used to babysit for, her husband and my dad are friends, and so she reached out to me and she said, hey, I'm doing this ARPA thing, and you remind me so much of someone who has been successful, and I want you to take a look at it. So I said, okay, sure. So I watched the video. It was actually a video of Peyton Shiner, which I'm sure most of you know. And so I watched that video, and I was intrigued, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. I'm kind of like an impulse, like when I'm shopping, I'm an impulse buyer, so I don't really think much. It drives my dad insane because he's the type of person that has to, research stuff and make sure it's the best of the best. And so I hopped on a video chat that night with Dee, who was my sponsor, and then Lisa was her sponsor. And so I hopped on a video chat, and I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. I'm 20 years old. I'm a broke college student, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And I told myself, I'm going to do it, and I want to be good at it. Obviously I was nervous. I didn't know what I was going to do, what I had to do, honestly. I didn't research it at all. But I just knew that God was saying, do this. I needed that spark in my life. And so I jumped in. I actually didn't even tell my parents. My mom texted me the next day and said, what if Dee just posted about you on Facebook doing Argon? And I was like, oh, yeah, Mom, it's not a big deal. It's fine. And then I told my mom, I said, well, Mom, you should do it with me. And she replied and she said, no. And I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be fun. But you guys, now she's on my team and she's in qualification for area. So you can see how people can change their mind. So that's just a little bit about me and my background.
I love it. I can't believe that you didn't even tell your parents. So many people in that situation would have taken their time, thought about it, researched it, gotten their parents' approval, and ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice, right? That's what we always say, and I just love that because you were just ready to jump in, you were on fire. So obviously we know you jumped right in. What did your first 2 weeks in the business look like, and what kind of activity did you do? Kind of give us the time frame. So you started mid-April. Did you go into qualifications for area that first in April?
Yes, I actually went into that night, the last day of April, I went in qualification. Honestly, I had a couple thousand left, and Lisa called me and was like, you can do this. And we what are you talking about? I honestly didn't even know what area qual was, let's be honest. And so basically the first 2 weeks, like I said, I knew nothing about Arbonne. And so I ordered my 30 days of healthy living, didn't know what it was. But Lisa's like, you gotta get some people to do this with you. You're gonna want people to do it with you. So I was like, okay. I think the main thing that's helped me so much is I've just been coachable. Lisa said something and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and so Lisa said, get some people on the 30-day with you and get some people to join your team, because she said, duplicate yourself. And so I was like, okay, and she kind of explained what that meant, what duplicating yourself meant. And so that really clicked. She was like, you can do all this by yourself, or you can get some people on your team and see how quickly that can go. And so first of all, I got quite a few people to do the 30-day with me. I finally got my mom to a couple days later. She texted me. She's like, okay, I'm ready to go. I'll do it with you. Fine. I want to support you. And she got a couple of friends to do it. And so I got some people on 30-day. But what I said clicked was getting built business partners. And so I found people to join my team. And that is what has helped me, you guys. I lead with the business always. And so the first 2 weeks, I was finding people to join my team. I was posting that night after I got off the video chat. Like I said, knew nothing about the 30 days of healthy living, but I just posted on my story, and I said, hey guys, I'm starting a detox. Who wants to start with me? And I woke up the next morning and I was like, wow, a lot of people want to know what detox this is. And I was like, maybe I should find out some more information about that. I was like texting Lisa, what do I tell them? What is it? What do we do? And so it was just posting on social media. Lisa was telling me, she was sending me pictures of those and different things. Like I said, I was still clueless at this time. And so we did a couple Facebook Live events, which we don't really do those anymore, but we did Facebook Live. Just honestly, every single day I felt like I was doing something Arbonne. And like I said, I didn't even know what it was,
I wasn't even like really involved. I was just inviting people on. And so I was telling, or what was I telling? I went through my whole contacts on my phone, messaged everybody pretty much. My Instagram followers, I was just like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I just was messaging everyone, telling them about Arbonne, asking them to take a look. And you guys, that was just planting seeds. Obviously, not everyone was like right away, but I was just planting all those seeds, and then they've all grown and sprouted, I guess you should say. So that was kind of what my first 2 weeks looked like, just a lot of activity. Every single day I felt I was doing something Arbonne.
That's awesome. So you weren't even waiting for specific events. You were just doing stuff and reaching out to people every single day. I know a question that a lot of people are going to have based on what you just said. Did you have a big social media following before Arbonne?
I think I had like 1,200 followers, which that could be a lot to some people and that like not a lot to other people. So it's definitely grown since I started Arbonne, but it's not like I had like thousands and thousands of followers.
Okay, and you didn't prejudge anybody. You just were reaching out to everybody you could even possibly think of.
And that's what Lisa stressed. She said, right, it's so easy to say she's too busy. She won't want to do it. She's like, ask everybody. The worst they're going to say is no. The worst they're going to do is not reply. She's like, don't prejudge. And so that's Lisa. Lisa's amazing. You know that.
So a lot of people I know struggle with reaching out to people about the 30 days healthy living if they haven't actively done it or completed a 30-day program. Obviously, you hadn't done it, and you were able to find a lot of people to do it with you. So give a couple words of advice to people who might be in that boat of like feeling like they can't invite people to join them so they haven't experienced it. How did you get people to do this with you, not knowing what you were doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, that definitely was a challenge because people are like, well, you haven't been through it, but that's when you find other people's testimonies. I found other people's before and after pictures, and I'm like, you know what? If it works for them, I don't know why it wouldn't work for us. And anyone who was on the fence and like, there's a 45-day money back guarantee. Like if you hate it, send it back. And
right.
So I was just taking other people's testimonies until I had my own. But for the most part, I was like, I just want you to do it with me. We can be accountability partners. We can figure it out as we go. I mean, we're not going to be perfect at it. I didn't know what I was doing. You're not going to know what you're doing, and so we can learn together. And so, just taking other people's testimonies and just using those until you have your own.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to add a question to my next question, but I know a lot of people are going to ask, what were you saying in those messages? So you're leading with the business. I know you told me this before on Boxer, but just kind of share what your basic message is when you're setting out or when you're reaching out to somebody at the very beginning. Not the very beginning, but the first time you're reaching out.
Okay, my initial reach out, yeah. So you guys, what I've learned over these past couple months, so when I first started, I was sending out paragraphs. Like, people were like, what is Arbonne? I'm like, well, blah, 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 like 5 paragraphs later. And they're responding to me. Wait, no one wants to read a book, and so over text. And so I had to simplify it, and that is what has worked for me. I literally, when I reach out to someone now, it's, hey, have you ever heard of Arbonne? Or has anyone ever told you about Arbonne? Or I just recently got involved with Arbonne, and I would love for you to take a look. And I always say, if I sent you a video, would you watch it? And most people, some people are going to respond, don't get me wrong, but most people are going to be like, sure, I'll watch a video, like, why not? And so then that's when I send different videos. And honestly, the Payne's, I use Payne's video, the one that I watched, because I knew it related to me, and I am reaching out to a lot of college kids. But let's say I'm talking to someone, my mom said, I'll send them maybe Miranda's video, because Miranda's super inspiring, or Lisa's video. I'm sure you guys can find, I'm sure you guys have access to tons of videos, but I found that it's so much easier to relate to a video. It's hard to explain everything over text, and it's hard for them to feel that emotion. And so I feel like the videos have worked so well. And then obviously following up is, most people I'm gonna send them the video and then they won't get back to me, or they forget to watch it. People are so busy, and that's okay. But for myself, and I teach my team, I feel like follow-up is almost more important than the initial reach out, because like I said, people are busy, things happen, and so
when you follow up, that just shows that you care and you're professional and you're taking what you're doing seriously, and you really do care that they take a look at it. So I always make sure to follow up.
Love it. Okay, so then the next part of that is when somebody gets through the information and they're like, okay, I'm ready to do this. How are you getting them to jump in from the interested to becoming a consultant? Like when somebody says they're ready to go, how are you launching them? Because obviously you guys are having, it's not just you who's having success. Your mom's an area qual. You've got another girl who just finished area, right? Already, remember? And so we're seeing lots of duplicatable success in your organization. So what is the system that you're teaching to get these people up and launched in?
Yeah, well, so we have a really good, getting started. I know Lisa has always taught me 8 and 2. So getting 8 people on the 30-day month and bringing on 2 business partners. But you guys, I always tell them, just get as many as you can. Don't stop at 8 and 2, get as many as you can. So I know that Lisa stresses that, and that's our goal. But I just tell people, get as many people on the 30 days as you can. Get as many business partners as you can. And honestly, we don't really, I know a lot of people have launch parties and stuff like that. I don't do a good job at that just because it's so hard. Not a lot of my team is local. And so I could be doing more. I probably should be virtually, but it's just, we're teaching them to reach out to people, to get in front of people. Even if it's not, we do so much on virtually now. It's not really, we don't have get-togethers or anything like that, but it's just getting people signed up. And then once you bring your new people on, once those people bring their new people on their team, teaching them the same. And I know that we have a big boxer group with my region, but then I also, every time a new consultant joins, I get them in a separate boxer group just with, usually it's me, the new consultant, and Lisa, or me, the person who sponsors the new consultant, and the new consultant. And just so I can be able to get in touch with them, and they don't have to, so then we can tell them what to do. We can help them out. And we always say, any questions you have, come here, just so they never feel like they're alone. And so I think, and some days I'll just go through and touch base with all those boxer groups. There's a lot, but I just say, hey, just checking in, seeing how it's going, just so they feel like they have that mentor. Because, some of my girls, they bring on people, and that's awesome, but maybe they're just not quite ready to leave them yet. So I will do that until they're ready, if that makes sense. So,
yeah, so you guys, she's taking ownership of her entire organization. I think sometimes we think we only have, we're only responsible for the people that are direct to us, but we have to treat our entire organization, whether you're a consultant, a district manager, or a regional vice president, with ownership of this is all a part of my team. And so I love that because the main reason people quit this business is because they don't feel like they were connected to something or somebody. And so right away out of the gate, she's connecting with people, even if they're several generations down. And yeah, that's exhausting. Trust me, I get that. But that's what's making people stick. It's because they feel valued and they feel appreciated and they feel like they're a part of something bigger. So I think that is probably a huge, huge part of your success. And I'm so thrilled that you said 8 and 2, because I think so many times we see these rock stars and we're like, oh, what are they doing? I need to do it. They're doing, you guys, they're doing our system. Lisa and I do the exact same thing. Help 8, find 2. We want at least 8 ASVPs. We want 2 new consultants. And when you follow those numbers, you will see the success. So, would you say that there's a big chunk of consultants in your organization that are signing up at least 8 a month?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that they're doing that because you're doing it, and that's what you're teaching. And so if you're watching tonight and you feel stuck, I want you guys to do a little bit of a gut check and go back and really look at how many people you have signed up. Don't look at the events, don't look at things like that. Just look in web stats and say, or in your dashboard and say, how many PCs have I personally signed up over the last several months? Because that's what's going to create the momentum. I'm pulling out my next question here. Okay, so what does, you kind of talked about this a little bit already, but what does a day in the life of Mariah look like now? So what does your personal activity look like? How many reach outs do you feel like you do on average? And maybe even give us kind of a look into what that, it's probably the same, because I don't think you slow down, but what that average looks like in your first 4 months when you win so fast? Like, were you doing this all of the time, or were you able to work it and then shut it off? Obviously, you go to school, you've got a boyfriend, and you've got a life outside of Argonne, so I know you shut it off. But just kind of give us a glimpse into what your day looks like.
Yeah, so when I started in April, I was just finishing up school. So, I had time, but not a lot. And so I just worked it into the nooks and crannies of my day. I know that we say that a lot, you can work it into the nooks and crannies of your day, but the cool thing is I would go to class, and then I nanny for a family, 7 kids, it's crazy. But it's cool because I could be working my Arbonne business while I'm watching it. I could be reaching out to people. Honestly, I can copy and paste. I change it based on who I'm talking to, but I can take the same message, copy and paste it, alter it a little bit, send it out. It's amazing what we can do with social media and with texting. We can reach out to so many people in one day. And so when I first started, I was reaching out to a ton of people. And I'm gonna be honest with you, now it's gotten slower, but not. It's like, don't get me wrong, I'm still reaching out to a lot of people, but now it's like. So what I used to do, this is kind of my story. So what I used to do is I would go through my Instagram stories, and whoever looked at it, I would if I was like, oh, she would be good at Argonne, I would message them. So I was like, but now that I've been starting to reach, I started getting followers, and so I would go through and I would message someone, and they were like, oh, my friend just told me to follow you. She's in Argonne, and she must be in Argonne. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. I don't think I can do that anymore. So now it is getting challenging to find those people, but I know there's people. I just need to get out of my comfort zone. Now, I was talking to Lucy the other day, I've done so much on social media, but when let's say I have someone in my class, I need to give them a stick. I need to do more things like that. But when I first started, I was just reaching out on social media to anyone and everyone because, like I said, I would go through my stories and look at them and just send them a message. Hey, have you ever heard of Argonne? Because I knew that they were looking at my stories, and my stories were about Argonne, and so I would just reach out to them. And so, yeah, reaching out, I make sure every day, if I haven't done something Argonne every day, I feel like I have not, I feel like I failed. So I make sure that I do something in my Argonne business at least every day.
So, and I love that you're focusing on the right types of things. I think so many times we confuse our priorities and we think, oh, I can't do my reach out until I have a huge chunk of time. You guys, school pickup lines, doctor's offices, in between classes, in between shifts, lunch breaks, while kids are napping, while kids are entertained. Like, there are so many times throughout your day where you can just sit and do it, but you have to make that your priority. It's so crazy how many times we have the intention to sit down with this thing and work, but then we end up looking at your Insta stories because we get distracted, right? We have to just be intentional about what it is that we're trying to do. Okay, so then my last question, I thought of another one. I'm gonna ask this one first. So, Lisa told me a couple times what your group sponsoring was, and it blew my mind, okay? Blew my mind. So just ballpark, can you tell me what your biggest sponsoring month was when you were in area? I feel like it was something crazy.
Area.
Or just your biggest sponsoring yet.
My biggest sponsoring yet, I think, was 155. I think that was last month. Honestly, that's the thing, you guys. I don't even know a lot. I'm a numbers person, but I just knew when I was doing region, I wrote down my goal and this is what I need. This is how many kids, and I told my team, I was like, you guys, this is how many lives we need to change this month to become a region, and we would just go by that. And so I guess I don't really pay attention to the details. I just I had that number and I was like, let's go, let's get it. And so
that's a test. You're focusing on numbers, you're focusing on the life that you change. I think my point in this, guys, was when she was in the area, I knew about the box, but Lisa said, I think it was 50 summers she had sponsored before she had finished her area consumption, or it blew my mind that you guys were actually be signing up 50 PCs in your central area, because that's not typical. Right. So just getting back to focusing on those numbers. So often we obsess on the volume, and it will totally shift the momentum of your business when you start focusing on the sponsoring, and you're doing exactly what she said, you're tying it to the number of lives that you're trying to impact or change. So I love that. Okay, last question. What are your 2 biggest tips for somebody that's here tonight? Maybe they're brand new. We've got a lot of brand new girls on tonight. We also have a lot of ladies who just feel stuck and are fresh. Honestly, don't take offense to this, but they see things like your story and they're like, wow, what is happening? Because I've been doing this for 6 years. So what are your 2 biggest tips to just get off this call and create momentum and change their business like you have in the next 4 months?
Okay, well, I'll try and fit these into 2, but I know I was thinking today, and I tell this to my team all the time, staying consistent. That is one of my biggest tips, you guys. I have some girls that start and they'll post on social media like all out. They'll post all the time for a couple days, and then they stop. And I'm like, oh no, what happened to her? But you guys, it's because they weren't getting responses, they were getting no's, and I'm like, you guys, that's gonna happen. You don't even know how many no's I got, but I kept going. The girl that's gonna go region qual on my team this month, so I reached out to her when I first started, and she didn't reply to me. She said she showed it to her mom, and her mom was like, that's a scam, don't do it, pyramid scheme, don't do it. And so she didn't reply to me, and so 3 months later, she reached out to me again, and she said, Raya, I literally, like, I would sit on Instagram and I would wait for your next story because I want to do this so bad. She's like, if you would have been consistent, I would have never been in this business. I think don't focus, Alicia says it all the time, don't focus on the outcome, focus on the activity. Is that what it is? Yeah. And so, just because people are saying no, just because no one's signing up, just because whatever, that doesn't mean that people aren't watching you. I have so many people that come along, maybe I reach out to them and they're like, honestly, I've been seeing your posts and I'm really interested. I just haven't had the courage to reach out. So you never know who's watching you. And so just stay consistent no matter if you're getting responses or not, whatever it may be. The second thing that I would say is don't wait on your team. So keep bringing on new. I think that's what's helped me so much is, I've obviously brought on people, but some of those people, we all know that some people say they're going to do something, but then they don't. And so I brought on a lot of people, and maybe they try to grow a little bit, and then they stop. You guys, I can't wait around for that. I just have to keep finding new people, keep reaching out to people, no matter what. I know that Madeline on my team, she's having great success, but I still want to go out and find more. I can't rely on the people that I have right now because who knows, something might happen, and so I just have to keep bringing on new, keep reaching out to people, and keep going. And then I feel like there was one more thing I was going to say, but I forgot. No, I think that's it. So I hope that helped.
So tell me, what's the girl's name that's going to be in region qual?
Madeline.
She's going in the qual or she is in the qual?
She's going in the qual. Well, when did she start? She started 2 months. This is her 3rd month.
She's doing the exact same thing again. Area.
It's her 4th month. Because she went district, and then last month, I can't remember. So last month, you guys, her home would allow people to do area in 1 month, she would have done it. So last month she went, or 2 months ago she went district. Last month she went area qual, would have finished area, but then this month she finished area and then is hoping she will go into region qual.
That's insane. It's such a it, you guys. It's not just her, she's duplicating this, which just shows you that this is so doable. It takes passion, it takes consistency, and it takes a lot of hard work. But look at, like Mariah, where else would you have gone for 4 months and made this type of income, received a car, a cash bonus, had the types of friendships, and I'm assuming the products have changed the way you feel and function a little bit, right, now that you've done it?
I'm going to add something really quick. So I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to this. So when I first started, it was insane. There were like people who, like, you would have thought that I was like, I shouldn't say this, but like people thought I was like selling drugs. Like people were like, why are you doing this? My close family, I like reached out to them. I was like, just come to this event. I was so excited, and they're like, we're busy, we can't do this. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you guys, my family, I played sports my whole life. They came to every single game. They had always been supportive of everything, and I was like shocked. And I was like, wait, you're not gonna come? You don't want to buy anything? You don't want to? And they still don't want anything to do with it. people, you know, not approve of what you're doing, think you're annoying on social media. I have a lot of girls that are like, we don't want to be annoying on social media. I'm like, okay, do you not want to be successful? I'm like, there is a fine line between being annoying and not, but I always tell people, just show people the healthy lifestyle that you're living. You don't even have to sell. You don't have to feel like a salesperson. I tell people, if you feel like a salesperson, you're doing it wrong. You know, show people that you're living a healthy lifestyle. You're changing lives. And so that was one big thing that I could have easily just been like, all right, I'm not doing this. But you know, sometimes you just have to be like, you can't care what other people think. You're doing this for you. You're doing this for your why, your family. Like for me, I always wanted to be a dentist, but I don't want to be a dentist anymore, let's be honest. And so I was like, when I saw, you know, I didn't see a vision of what this could be when I first started, but now it's like, oh my gosh, I can see this vision. And it's like, I would be crazy if I didn't share this with other people, because my mom, she's super, super successful in corporate, but it's like, she is so stressed out all the time. And she actually, like I said, she's in area Paul because she sees what this can be. And she's like, you know what, if this can get me out of the office, yes, please, because it's amazing. And so I just keep telling myself, I do not want to, you know, sit in an office all day. I want to be out changing lives. And so that's really what's pushed me to make this work. I'm like, I'm going to make this work because obviously we're all doing our bond for time and financial freedom. I mean, so yeah, I just wanted to add that really quick.
I love it. That's going to be so important for people to know that, because it would just be our assumption, especially with your mom being in area calls, that everybody was supportive. And so I think that's so cool too, that at first she was a hard no, and already come, I mean, look at the amount of lives you're changing. I don't know where we're at, but short months. And I know you were nervous to get on and do this call. You sound like you've been doing this for you. Honestly, I would not know that you were a national vice president on your own. It's because you lead with your heart, and it's because you're, I don't think you're distracted or turned out flashy things. You're just somebody that is willing to work really hard and is focusing on changing people's lives. So I'm so excited for you. And you guys, I told Mariah in a box that I've seen, even just from when I first started seeing her face pop up on social media, that she's already changed in some ways. Like, you can just tell her confidence and her smile. And this business is about so much more than just selling products and earning a paycheck. This completely transforms you into the best version of yourself. And that's what I want for you guys. More than the title and more than the paychecks and more than all those things. I want you guys to experience what it feels like to just have that confidence and just be really proud of what you're creating. So just seriously, be proud of what you're creating, Mariah, because you deserve every single thing that's coming to you. Are you okay if we open it for like 2 questions, or do you need to go?
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody has questions, this is your time. You can chat in here. But I see some people grabbing. I'm just so thankful for you. And I know you're going to be in Maui with us in no time. It is the best trip of the year. You could totally be a dentist because your teeth are gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I know. I don't know why.
Megan's husband. Yeah. He's home though. Yeah.
Thank you. I know. I don't know why. I always like going to the dentist, but it's like the picture I really don't fit in. My whole life, like, what all these Argonne people are doing, traveling, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Right? Not when you can be doing
I always say, if I send you a video, would you watch it? Because, like I said, most people will take a look at a video. Most people aren't going to say, no, I'm not watching your video. And so, yeah, I hope that, like, it almost seems too simple, but like I said, when I first started, I was sending out paragraphs, and I wasn't getting a lot of response. And don't get me wrong, I'm still, there's still people who don't respond. It's not all, perfect. Everyone responds yes, but I felt like more people respond to, if I sent you a video, would you watch it?
Yeah, I will do verbiage is magic.
Yeah.
So I use that for everything, for videos, for looking at s'mores, for everything. Coming to events. I'm reaching out to your age group through their moms, because I'm your mom's age, Deb. I don't have time to watch a video or have time to do this. Any suggestions? Wait, so Deb, you can unmute. Unmute now. I don't know why I see people in the chat. Sorry, people aren't allowed to talk. Now that you typed all that up. Deb, what do you mean? You're asking the moms to watch the video?
Right. So some of these young gals I do know personally, and I know all of them, don't get me wrong, but I don't have their contact information. So I'm reaching out to even some of the dads that I'm friends with, some of the moms, and I'm just saying, I'm looking for this type of age group. These girls are killing it. It's such a great opportunity. I would love to share it with them. So I'm sending them videos. I'm not on Facebook with them. So, I'm trying to find the YouTube videos. And what I'm getting back is, that, again, through a parent, they just don't have time to watch the video. They don't think they have time to do this. And I'm just at this step point, where, like I said, I'm like your mom's age. And how I'm really trying to network with your age.
Yeah, that makes sense. My mom said it all the time. She's like, I just need to find people your age. But, so, do you have Instagram?
I do, and I'm not real good at Instagram.
But honestly, I would try and find, I wouldn't even go through the parent. Like, honestly, when people are interested in the business and they're like, let me ask my parents, I'm like, no, don't ask your parents, because you guys, it's so, like, my mom was so skeptical at first too. And so it's a different generation. Like, I don't mean anything bad by that, but they look at this as it doesn't work. Or like my parents used to do whatever, is it called like what is it called? Yeah. And they were like, so is this kind of like that? I'm like, I don't know what this is when I first started, but you guys, it's a different generation. Like, times are changing. Everyone's shopping online. Everyone's doing stuff like this. So I would say, I know that I would just try and find them on social media, like you don't have Facebook, right? Is that what you said? You do have Facebook? Oh, well, I would try and find them on Facebook or them on Instagram, and I would just reach out to them personally, because like I said, I wouldn't even try and go through the parents, because, yeah. Every time someone says, every time someone's like, well, my mom says this isn't a good idea. I'm like, okay, well, I promise it is.
Put something personal in there, like, I'm a friend of your mom, and this girl, Mariah, reminds me so much of you. If I sent you her video, would you watch it? Like, make it a little more.
And that's what Dee Dee did to me. She said, she's my mom's age, and she said, this girl in Arvon who's super successful reminds me of you. And she's like, I would love for you to take a look at it. And so I was like, I felt like Dee Dee actually cared, and she actually wanted me to take a look at it because she was personal about it. And so I think that whatever you said, Danielle, that would be good. So.
Awesome. Okay, so another question, how do you keep track of follow-ups and reaching back out after the video? Is that logical loss? It's just the organization part.
Yes. Okay, so when I first started, I don't know if you guys do your 100% contact list. I didn't even mention anything about that. But when I first started, I made my 100% contact list, and I started keeping track on there. But then I can honestly say it just got too much. And so now when I reach out to someone and they were, let's say I send them the video, I will put their names in my notes. We can do so much I have so many notes in my phone. I have all my reach out stuff and everything in my notes. And so when you reach out to someone, jot their name down maybe in your notes really quick, and put maybe Instagram or put wherever you message them at, and then you can go back through and you can follow up with them. I hope that makes sense. But it gets so tricky, and especially especially like when I'm reaching out to so many people and it does get tricky, but it is important to keep track of that because like I said, follow-up is important.
And I think it's easier when it's just in one place. So I know a lot of people still like to have the paper and stuff. So if you're a paper girl, what I like is just in my calendar on the dates, I just write who I reached out to instead of trying to have separate papers or organize it in binders or things like that. It's easier just to have it on your phone or in your notes section. What do you do when someone said yes to watching a video and they don't answer back when you follow up?
Well, yeah, so I know that this is really hard me, so you guys all know Kate. So I heard that she reached out to Avery like 7 to 8 times. And so now I used to be scared to reach out multiple times, but now it's like, what are you, like they can reply and say no, you know, like if they're just ignoring you, that's just rude. So I would just keep following up. You know, you don't have to, my girls are like, it's so pushy. Like, it's not pushy. It's just showing them that you care. If they don't want anything to do with it, they can respond and say no. It's not that hard. They can say, I'm not interested. But until then, you can just keep following up. And it just has to be simple. It doesn't have to be long messages. Like, for example, when I follow up, I just say, hey, just seeing if you got a chance to watch the video. I would love to hear what you think. And that's it. So,
don't overthink it, you guys. Just simple and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send a message. So you kind of just answered Leslie's question. What do you say when you reach out to your first follow-up? Will you send me the link to the specific pay video that you send?
Yeah.
Which one? But I want to double check.
Yeah.
And then, well, this answers this question too. Is there a specific video you think works really well to pique someone's interest? You still send the same pay one?
Yeah, like I said, it honestly depends on who I'm talking to, but now I'm talking to a lot of college kids and talking to a lot of people my age, and so Peyton's video just relates, but let's say you're not my age. I know my mom sends Maria's video a lot. She sends Lisa's video, which I can get you those videos. I'm sure you probably have some of them, but I would say just, you know, make sure they'll relate to it in some way. Like maybe they're a teacher, maybe they're, you know, a stay-at-home mom. Just find a video that relates to them. But, you know, Peyton's videos just work really well for the people that I'm talking to.
So I'm going to challenge you, if you haven't yet, do you have your own recorded video?
I have one with Lisa, but I know I need to do one.
So you've got a story to share, and I would be so captivated once this being an opportunity video for you. So you use Peyton's for long enough, make your own. That's what Lisa said. She's like, girl, you gotta make your own. Seriously, this is incredible. And you guys, on our opportunity pages, that's what we try to do, is do videos from different backgrounds and different walks of life. Just there's always something that relates to somebody. And you can make it personal and say, I thought of you when I saw this video. If I sent it to you while you watched it. Okay, I've taken enough of your time. We are all so thankful to you and so appreciative. And I just know that these women are all going to be just super excited and on fire to get off this call and start changing some lives. So thank you so much, Mariah. We're excited to see what happens for you in the coming months. And I'm going to share with you all the results that come from you sharing with this team. So I just appreciate you guys so much for getting on, and everybody have a great night. Thanks, guys.
So much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Danielle. You're great.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Okay, so it's really, I could have explained all of that, or you could just have heard it from the rock star herself. So now that you've heard that, I think it's so much easier for you to understand that 8 and find 2. And we were sort of there, but we weren't quite there, you know. And just hearing how, you know, she got no's, her mum told her it was a scam, pyramid scheme, all of those things. But I think what I really wanted to emphasise here is that, guys, success likes speed, okay? So if you're thinking, wow, that's just too fast, hey, I don't want to do it like that, that's fine. But also remember that people were watching her. She had a lot of no's, and her best friend had said no to her and is now the one that's in qual for region, okay? So if she had just plodded along, her friend may never have joined and her mum may never have joined because there was no proof that there was any success there, okay? And I 100% know that that was the case with me as well, okay? absolutely had no idea what I was doing, and I wasn't a national vice president, but I was proving to those around me that you could be successful in this business. And I was just ignorance on fire. I was doing it. I was knuckling down the numbers. Right, what do I need to get to region? Right, what do I need to get to area? And I wasn't believing my own excuses, and I was just doing it. And yes, it might be completely different to the way we do things now, but we've evolved. The business has evolved. At the end of the day, it was still QV that needed to add up. I needed to get in front of people, I needed to share the product, and I needed to join people to the business, and I was accountable to QV to get me to area, to get me to region. So that's what I want you guys to do, is to really, I'm going to pass around this strategy, and I want you guys to tell us what you're going to be accountable to, and, you know, share with us how you see this strategy working for you. Yeah, does anybody have any questions? Would anybody like to?
Is this accessible?
The call? It's on a private Facebook page, so that I've got access to. So I have to find the powers. My second brain, I called her today. It's probably better than my first, but anyway. My second brain over here is going to help me to do that. So if we can, yes, we will. And thank you to beautiful Charlene, because she has helped us as well get this document. So yeah, have a look at that, guys, and just quickly, let's just go over it and just share some ideas. And, you know, is there anything, you know, does it look achievable? Let me bring it back up.
Alicia, what I love about this is just how achievable it is, and just how simple. So you start a new person, and they want to know, how do you get to DM? So it's just down the side, and so we don't have to give them that other complicated form on, you know. But I'm talking like the day one. You give them this, they know exactly what they need to do to get to DM. They know exactly, you know, just find 8 people that we can transform their life, and find 2 people that can do the business. So I just love that absolute simplicity of this. And I particularly loved how she doesn't talk about it as QV. She talks about it as how many lives are going to change this month. Because that's what is going to resonate with people, and that's what I think people want to duplicate. So I just love this so much.
She knew her numbers. She knew her numbers.
Absolutely, yeah. If you help 8 people this month, and you find 2 people and you help them duplicate that, you will get to district manager within 2 months. And yeah.
And I love this bit here, guys. It's help 8 with nutrition and or skincare and or makeup and or whatever else you want to do with it.
Yeah.
But it's a guide there that you really are not doing enough on and don't think to the full capacity unless you're really filling those 8. So what it could look like is, obviously, for those of you that do half RE9 and half, you know, nutrition, you know, for healthy living and 4 gold bag drop-offs, and Charlene's going to share with you a little bit about how she does an RE9 drop-off and gets that converted as well. And, or, you know, just for healthy living, I think the QV is 297, is going to give you 1,000 QV, and then your other 1,000 can be in whatever. But the goal here is definitely what we were saying in terms of building a team to district, okay? So you doing 1,000, so if we look on our launch documents, it's you doing 1,000 and 2 other people doing 1,000, okay? So the system that we use is still 2 invites, 1 product, 1 business, 2 follow-ups, and 2 new people to your active candidate list. But this is what you need to do. Does that make sense? So we still need to follow the 2, 2, and 2, because that keeps us, that's the system that allows us to do this, okay? That's the system, and this is the goal, if you like, okay? So this is the strategy. So we're going to put this in the launch month strategy. So as Tracy said, as a brand new person starts, it's just simple. We don't overwhelm them. We have sort of got another strategy that we're working on with Simplify. I'm just going to see how we go running with this for a little while. We may or may not bring the other one back in because it was a little bit complicated. But on the other strategy, there was the breakdown of the ASVPs in terms of how much QV they are. So that might be the only thing that we add to this, being that a healthy living ASVP is 297 QV and RE9 one is 323. 323. Or, so we always go for a business builder, then an ASVP, then a preferred client at 225. So as long as we know that within ourselves when we're training a new girl. But really, it's as simple as that, ticking off. Anybody else want to say anything or ask any questions? No. Okay, so Hayley's actually going to go through now, when you've coached somebody through the 30 Days to Healthy Living, how to convert them over to a business builder, okay? So definitely there's people that, as Mariah said, straight away you can get on the program, so you don't need to wait. She hadn't even done the program, okay? So those excuses are out the door, okay? And you don't also need to wait for people to finish the 30 days to ask them to join the business, okay? They're straight out. She was inviting them to take a look at the business. And now Hayley's going to show us at the end of that 8, so those 8 people have joined you, how to convert some of those 8 over at the end of the 30 Days to Healthy Living. Okay, does that make sense? I think one of the statistics we were told was that 3 out of 10 people who join the 30 Days to Healthy Living will go on to do the business if asked to. Okay? So there you go, Hayley. Over to Hayley.
I'll just press it on there. That's fine. Hello, everyone. Lovely to see everybody tonight. So what we're going to look at is, that conversion of having someone on the nutrition to actually then having them on your team, because there is no better way to bring someone onto your team than through the 30 Days to Healthy Living. It is just such an opportunity. So if you've had people on the 30 days and haven't asked them to join your team, you're missing a huge opportunity of someone who has just experienced Arbonne at its absolute best. They're feeling amazing. They've been part of the culture through the Facebook page. So if you're not asking these people, you are really missing something that could create so much movement in your team. A lot of the people on my team have come in through the 30 days because it's just such a great way to be connecting with them. And before I start, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying just bring people through that way, because I do lead with the business. Every time, I'll always ask someone about the business first. But the 30 Days to Healthy Living program is just another great way to connect with people. So you might lead with the business, and then maybe they're just interested in some product, you get them onto the 30 days, or maybe you're utilising your Instagram like I do and post a lot of stories about it, and people are reaching out to you about the 30 Days to Healthy Living program, or voting on your polls to say, yes, I want to do the program. And then you use this reach out method through that way. So first off, it's formatted a bit funny just because of the different computers. So how to actually get people on the program to start with is important. So many different ways that we can do this, and we get ample training on how to do this. And if you're stuck on how to get people onto the products or how to share it, just jump on the source and watch a couple of trainings on there. But really, it's our profession as social marketers to share products and share business opportunity. So if you're not doing this, you're not really doing Arbonne. That's what we do. We share the products with people. So accountability buddies, that's what we just heard Mariah talking about, doing the program and reaching out to people and saying, hey, do you want to do this with me? Encouraging people who do get on the program to find accountability partners as well. So if you've got someone coming on board, just say, hey, do you have a few friends or family members that might want to do this with you? Inviting people to online events. So tomorrow night, if you didn't know, I'm doing a live stream event for the nation for nutrition at 7 p.m. It's in an open Facebook group. So it's events like those that we should be taking advantage of. Blair Lewis's event that she did, was it this month? I think it was only a few weeks ago. Last week, week before. Taking advantage of those events. How many people have you invited? If you're in my Facebook group, how many people have you invited and added? That's a question to ask yourself. If you haven't added at least 10, get 10 done by tomorrow. And these are such an easy way. You're not asking someone the world. You're literally just saying, hey, if I was to add you to this Facebook group, do you want to have a listen to this live stream? So simple. People are going to be like, yeah, sure. It's a great way for people to be a fly on the wall and hear about it. We can reach out by sending our 30 days s'mores, sending 30 days videos, sharing on your social media. That is my favorite way to share the nutrition. It's so easy and it is so non-invasive. The amount of people that will watch your Instagram stories if you actually do them is amazing. So many people watch them and they watch them day in and day out. So why not be sharing what you're doing? And this is a huge one. Having your shakes and your fizz sticks in public in a clear water bottle. That water bottle sitting on my table there, the white one, I will never drink my fizz sticks out of that because it's not clear. I need to have a clear water bottle with my fizz sticks in it. So that water bottle there is just for water. If I'm having a fizz stick, it's going to be in a clear bottle because people always ask. They always do. Who's had someone ask them? When you get, what's that in your bottle? Perfect opportunity, and you'll always have fizz sticks in your bag, and you'll be like, here, this is what it is, try it, I'm going to check in with you and see how amazing it was because you're absolutely going to love it. Like, utilize these things. Those tiny things can create so much momentum in your business. So much. You've heard me say this heaps of times in my training. When I was working last year, still as a teacher, my shakes, every day I would have them at school, and if you're having them every single day, people are going to start being like, what's that? Perfect opportunity. Make friends at the gym. If you go to a gym, that is your perfect breeding ground for 30 days to healthy living clients. Everyone's there because they want to get healthy. Everyone's there because they want to get fit. What more perfect collection of people could you want? So this is something that I need to be good at because when I go to the gym, I love to just put my headphones on and just go for it. But I make myself take my headphones off every now and then and be approachable, or sometimes I'll go and I won't even take my headphones with me and actually be there to be able to start conversations with people. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know anyone, or go to a gym. Another great way is join a gym that does classes, because you actually start to make relationships with people that go to those same classes all the time, like Pilates and Beret and things like that. Perfect places to meet people. Referrals from people who have done the program, which I'm going to talk to you a bit more about on the next slide. And a really important thing about when you're sharing this program is really believing in the value of the program. And when somebody says to you, oh, it's a bit expensive, I don't agree. It's not too expensive. It works out as just over $10 a day for 2 meals, 2 coffee replacements, a tea, and then a full 7-day body cleanse. That, I don't know what is better about. If you break down the ASVP, they're only paying $63 for that bag of 1.3 kilos of protein. Tell me where else you can get a bag of protein that heavy for that cheap that's actually good quality. You just can't. You cannot. Other vegan proteins, like the raw one, you get 450 grams and it's like $80. So don't accept this is too expensive. If people say it's too expensive, I'm like, that's totally fine. I don't go offering them my discount or anything. Don't do that. You need to stick to your value of it. You say, oh, well, look, you know, I break it down for them, and if it's still too expensive, I'll be like, well, maybe you could save up and let me know when you're ready to do it. And I've had a girl like that. It was too expensive for 6 months, and she finally did it, because if people's health is important to them, they're going to do it. It's about what's more valuable to them, that money or their health, and they'll finally do it. And now she's actually a consultant on the team, and she's smashing it. So, yeah, never devalue it. And share before and afters. whenever anyone on Instagram or Facebook shares a before and after, I screenshot it and I save it into a file in my phone. Every time you see an album before and after, you should be compiling a resource file because those things are precious, absolutely precious. And your own before and afters are even more valuable than that because someone seeing you personally sharing your results is going to be huge for you. Like, Louise, your before and afters are amazing. Like that tool for you. How has that like created some momentum in your business by starting to share that?
Yeah, when I shared it on Instagram and Facebook, that's the most comments and likes
Yeah.
I've had on any of my Facebook pictures, to be honest. And I've built quite a lot of business through that, which has been awesome.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But how simple was that?
It was easy.
And how much time did that take? Nothing. Like some of the most powerful things in our business don't take the most time. So definitely compile that and also collect people's testimonies. So as you are hearing about different people's experiences, jot it down or really kind of take a mind screenshot about that because when you're then talking to someone and maybe you were talking to someone and they had success with arthritis, next time you're talking to someone they say they have arthritis, you can be like, oh, I heard this story of this person who did this, or if somebody's got diabetes or high blood pressure or acne, or you need to have those testimonies compiled because, I mean, I haven't had results with high blood pressure with the 30 days, but I've collected testimonies of people who have. So that's a really important thing to remember, to not just sort of float around with this and just hope that you're going to sell 30 days packs. You've actually got to be really intentional about it and have those resources and those tools that you have at your fingertips that you can just go bam, 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 bam and send it off. You want to make this easier for yourself. Work smarter, don't work harder. So once you've actually got people on the program, this is where the magic starts to happen and you actually get to build connection with these people. Deep, deep connection. When you're connecting with someone over their skincare regime, yes, you check in with them every now and then, see how their RE9's going. With the 30 days, you are talking to this person all the time and you're talking to them about those deeper things about them and the value system and helping them change their habits, and the relationship that you can build is absolutely amazing. So when I get somebody onto the 30 days, I will always do a pre-challenge catch-up. Or if they're not local, I will Zoom with them and actually have a little meeting with them and plan moving forward. Sort of like a new consultant training where you're creating a strategy moving forward. I do this with my 30 days clients. So the other day, I caught up with a girl who I went to uni with who had reached out to me about the program through my Instagram, and so we caught up at Health Freak Cafe for an hour and had a really great chat about the program and just what she could expect. And that's the start of them being like, wow, this chick really cares about my health. And often people say to me, oh no, you don't have to do that. I'm like, no, of course I'm going to do that. I'm here to help you. And that's the start of building that relationship. And I goal set with them. What do you want to get out of the program? Whether it be weight or whether it be creating habits and all that sort of stuff. And this is where you're creating that deeper relationship with people. I then will check in with people on the program every 1 to 3 days. It is not hard to send someone a text message and say, hey, how you going today? Or, hey, how's the bloating going? And this is where you connect back in with what you learned about them here. You then address that in your messages. So if like they wanted to address, let's say bloating, when I'm checking in, I'm asking them about what actually relates directly to them. And you're, again, building that connection. During their 30 days, you can have, especially if you're sort of running in months and you're getting like a group of people on for each month, you can hold little events for the people who you have on the program. Say you've got 8 people on the program that month, you could hold a little raw cooking class at your house and they can all come over and you can teach them how to make protein balls with the Argon protein, or maybe you do a little exercise meetup and you all meet and do Jacob's Ladder or something together. It's just creating that little bit of community and connection around this common thing that's happening. So yeah, you just really got to think outside the box like that and about what you can actually do to create those relationships. You can send them articles about healthy living and things that that relate directly back in with what their goals are. If something pops up, send it through to them. Tag them in things on Facebook. Again, that's creating that relationship, showing them that you care and that they're on your mind. It doesn't take long just to tag someone in something quickly. And working with them on their habits as well. So I take it one step deeper, and it's not just about their health, but about like mental well-being and like happy habits and stuff like that, and start working with people on those sorts of things. And it's just amazing what kind of connection that you do make along the way. And asking them a lot of questions about their lifestyle. Like, I start asking questions about work, like what do you do for work? Like, what does a day look like for you? Which leads into my next slide. Throughout their 30 days, maybe you want to send them some samples in the mail. Send them out like a little body gelée or something like that. Or here's to help with your after workout stuff. Can you imagine how they're going to feel? They'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. And you just, again, creating that connection. You could even drop over like a pamper bag for them. Be like, oh, you're doing so well with your 30 days. I thought I'd drop around a little bag of goodies for you to try for a few days just to pamper yourself. Or you drop a gold bag or something. You're just building. And once you have, as you're doing that, you're going to build intrigue about the business. And this is something that you really want to be focusing on when someone's on the 30 days. So, for example, the girl that I caught up with just this on Sunday, who's about to do the 30 days, I went into that chat with her, knowing it's a 30 days chat, but of course I'm asking her questions about her life. She's going to be asking me questions back about my life, and my life is Arbonne, so I'm going to be talking to her about my business. So always go into these catch-ups prepared to talk about the business, and I would never, like, she met up with me to talk about the 30 days, so I'm never going to do like a business chat with her because that would just be so rude. But when she was asking me questions about my business, I told her straight out like what my goals are. I said to her, I was like, yeah, well in 5 years' time, my goal is to make $100,000 a month. Can you imagine what intrigue that's going to create for that girl? She's like, what? You can do that with Arbonne? I'm like, oh, hell yeah, you can. And then we keep talking about the 30 days, and now she's thinking, oh my God, what's going on? So you can create that intrigue through the 30 days. And then I said to her, like, she's like, oh, I can't wait to just be feeling so good. And I was like, yep, you're going to be feeling so good, and then you're just going to want to share it with everyone, and then you're going to be making money just like me. And she goes, oh, don't be silly, you can make all the money. But now she's thinking about it. It's not like she was like, yes, I'm going to make money and I'm going to enjoy the business. But now, as she starts to share it with people, she's going to be thinking, oh, Hayley told me I could be making money right now. And that was just the seed that's been planted. And have a business pack in your bag, just in case they're like, yeah, that sounds amazing. And then you can give them a curiosity pack. And then once they're on the program, they're going, they're feeling good, I always ask questions like, are your family noticing? Are your friends asking questions? Get their minds ticking about the fact that there is demand for this program and that there's actually clientele all around them. That's just going to get them to thinking. And also showing them what else Arbonne has to offer as well. So once they're on the 30 days, they're a PC. They have access to 20 to 40% off. Do all the people that you've had on 30 days, do they all know that? Do they know that we have hair care and skin care and all of that? So they're just other things to think about throughout those 30 days. Then it comes to actually asking them to join your business. And when somebody's had awesome results, you'd be crazy not to ask them if someone had good results. Absolutely crazy. I said they will have had people say, what's that in your water bottle? What are you drinking? And then you show them how that's actually how you build business. Because they would have had those people ask those things at their workplace while they're doing the program. And they're going to see that there is need for this program. So this is a legit text that I sent to someone a week ago and had a business chat with her on Sunday, and she's got a gold bag, and we're catching up on Thursday for lunch, and I know she's going to join my team, 100%. So I'll read this out to you. And my texts are always different depending on what they're like. So this chick, she's hilarious. So I've thrown a few jokes in there just because, you know, you're just connecting with someone. So this is after our, let me set a bit of background here. So this girl started following me on Instagram, and as soon as she followed me, I was like, yep, she can be on my team, because I looked at her profile and I was like, she's perfect. So I didn't just send her a message straight away. I started liking all of her photos, commenting on her stuff, watching her stories, and she started doing the same back with me. And then I'd been posting about healthy living and stuff, and she'd obviously been following it. And then I did a post about, I went to go have a colonic, which if you haven't tried that, you need to do it, it's amazing. I posted about a colonic, and she was like, oh my gosh, I go to the same colonic person. She reached out to me, and then we talked, and then she's like, I want to do 30 days. She did it, and then we were just texting back and forth. I was creating connections through the 30 days, and then I was just like, we started joking back and forth, and I was like, this girl is my people. So I told her, I was like, I feel like you're my people. She's like, I feel like you're my people too. So I was like, let's go for a coffee. So we went for a coffee. It wasn't a business chat. It was just a coffee to catch up and build connection. But after that coffee, I sent her this message. So you've probably read it by now while I've been talking. No? Okay. So, and there was a lot more emojis in there than here, because I was typing this on my computer and I couldn't put in all of my emojis, because I use a lot of emojis when Gemma could tell you that, and so could Nicole, the emojis I send in our group chats. So, hey girl, hope you had a great day in the office. Since our recce yesterday, just can't get you off my mind and how utterly fabulous I think you'd be boss babe in our Arbonne tribe. You had such amazing results with the program, which would make sharing the product so authentic for you, and you've just got that spark. You'd fit so well in our tribe. I have no idea if it's something you'd ever consider doing, but if you're open to catching up for another cuppa, I could show you how the business side of Arbonne works and how to make gangster money. Would love to share it with you. And she wrote back saying, oh, I feel so touched that you would even think of me. Of course, I'd love to catch up. And so as business chat, and that's a result of building a relationship through the 30 days. I met this girl once, but you can build that connection through your social media, through connecting with people when they're on the program. And I was talking to Gemma about this girl on the way in the car. She's going to be amazing. She'll be at our next DA as a consultant. Just going to smash it. So then at the business chat, because they've done the 30 days, I am focusing in on that to show them how the business works, because it's what they know. I'm not going to sit there and tell them all about how they can share the RE9 and build a business, because they're not going to relate to that. So I'm showing them how they can literally share the nutrition with a few people, and then that person's going to get great results and they share it with a few, and then that person gets great results, they share it with a few, and show them how duplication works. So again, focusing in on convergence of trends in the marketplace of nutrition and vegan and online and all of that, and then just talking to them about the power of social marketing and duplication with nutrition. And they've had the experience, they felt amazing, now they're hearing what's possible with it. And when I do this with people and I have that business chat, they're like, oh my God, I had no idea that Arbonne was this big and you could actually do this. But that's what our job is, isn't it? Sharing that with people and letting them know. Oh, okay. Before I go to the next one, because I'm moving on to something else now, does anyone have any questions about all of that, the 30 days? No? Tomorrow night, make sure you're on the live stream. I'm going to leave the group open for a week. What are you two talking about there?
Just remember to receive
Poor Gemma, she was very sick. Yes, I'm going to leave the group open so that people can watch the replay. So even if you're not free or people that you talk to aren't free, just add them in there. But never do this. Never add someone to a group without asking them first. Don't just go through and start adding people who you think will be interested. You've got to ask for their permission, otherwise they're going to think that you're just a salami network marketer that they don't want to be involved with. So you just make sure that you're asking that question. Okay. Finishing off on just a thought, and this is something that Felicia and I have been talking about over the last couple of months, really, just about what it really takes to have a successful Arbonne business. And I think that sometimes we can come into the business and it's all exciting, and then we play too small or we get too casual with our business, and we're sort of fluffing about and we're airy-fairy and we're hoping that people are going to come to us and ask us about our business and we'll be MVPs. But that's just not the way that Arbonne works. And I think it's important to just have a little, what do they call it at AAC, a love punch, a bit of a love punch sometimes, and just be reminded of what it actually takes to create momentum in your business and to become not just an RVP, but an MVP. Because everyone in the room, really, we're here and we're running our businesses because we heard what was possible with Arbonne. I wouldn't be working as hard as I do just for $2,000 a month and to have that every month for the rest of my life. I'd just go teach like a few days a week if I wanted to do that. And I think that if we all sort of were honest with ourselves, we're in a similar position where really we would love to be making $20,000 a month in Arbonne. We'd love to be making $50,000 a month in Arbonne. And I think deep down we all want to do that. And we need to connect back in with, well, what does that actually look like? And am I doing the things consistently that it takes for that to happen? So just some questions. So first off, are you taking full advantage of nation and corporate events? Felicia organises some amazing things for us, like these trainings. I know a lot of people are on holidays at the moment, but there's probably a lot of people that aren't on holidays and they just decided they're not going to come tonight. You can't do that in business if you want it to grow. So it's about that commitment to being at everything. We know well in advance that this training and the DA, first Tuesday of the month, fourth Tuesday of the month, they're in my diary for like the next 5 years. They legit are. You can do that on your diary where you say repeat and it puts it in forever. Do it.
They're also on the team.
Yeah, they're there. So they're in my diary. I'm accountable to my diary. So when I look at my diary, I do not book things on in that time. So it's not like it gets to that, oh, I'm sorry, I booked a dinner in. I don't book a dinner in because in my diary, it's nation training. Don't book dinners on nation training night. There's all the other nights in the month to do that stuff. So, but that's a reflection of your business though. It's a reflection of your commitment and it's a reflection of your longevity in your business. Because if you truly believe you're going to be here in 5 years' time, why isn't nation training in your calendar 5 years' time from now? Why not? If you're going to be here forever, if you know what I mean. Okay, so and then the corporate events as well. So, or just events that people are putting on, like my live stream I'm doing tomorrow night. That is for everyone. Take advantage of it. You don't have to do anything except for just invite people. They get added, and it's amazing. Who was on Danielle Stevens and Tamlin's DA the other night? It was amazing. We had it playing at our Hour of Power on Thursday night and invited people to link into that. It was incredible. Take advantage of these things. Keeping yourself accountable and working from a strategy. So do you know what your strategy was for September? Did you have a goal? Did you keep yourself accountable to it? Did you even care if you did any Arbonne yesterday and today, or are you just sort of floating through? These are really, really important questions to ask ourselves. And are you working from a list? Could you get your list out right now from your phone and show us, this is my list, these are the people I'm talking to next? If you can't, you need to start doing that. And I would really encourage you to, I have my list, my paper lists, and I've got lists freaking everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere. They're all over the place. But keep a list, an active list on your phone, because as you're scrolling Facebook or you're on Instagram or you've just watched a training and someone reminded you of someone, you're going to grab your phone out straight away and you're going to put their name down in that super active list. Like in my super active list, I might have 15 names. and they're literally the next people I'm talking to. But if you thought, oh yes, I'm going to put that person on my list when I get home and my paper's there in my office, you're going to forget. And then 2 days later, they'll pop back into your mind and go, oh, I need to put that person on my list. And then you'll forget. So you've really got to have that active list going at all times and work from it and keep accountable to your list. Don't let someone stay on your list for too long. If you put them on there one day, you should be asking them the next. And if you're being consistent and you're actually asking your 2 asks a day, you will be asking them the next day. Because as they pop into your mind, they're going to be your next person. Are you running your Arbonne business casually, or are you treating it like a business? And that looks like working it every day. And I love this, Deanna Wilkinson said this to us on our area manager call a couple of months ago, like calling in sick to your business when you wouldn't call in sick to work. So if you've got a little bit of a sniffle and you're not feeling too great, ask yourself, if I had to work today, would I call my boss up and say, I'm too sick to come in? If you're not too sick to work your Arbonne business either. That really struck with me because, you know, you can get a bit like that, especially once you're not working full-time anymore and you're like, oh, I'm a bit tired today. I'm like, no, I wouldn't be calling in sick to school right now, so I'm not going to call in sick to my Arbonne business either. Are you in contact with your team every 1 to 3 days? You should be in contact with that team all the time. Poor Gemma, she's just got to deal with me all the time. This is the second time we've seen each other today. We went out for lunch today as well. But that's that connection you should be building with all of your team. And I loved what Mariah said, and I do the same thing. Even once someone's had a business chat with me and one of the girls on my team, boom, group chat starts between me, the girl whose business chat it was, and the person who came to the business chat. And it's like, this is a little hub for you for any of your questions, and then as I think of things, like something remind you of them, I'll send it through there. So I've got all of these little group chats happening, and it's a great way just to connect in with people so easily. Are you watching the Monday night training calls? You don't have to be on there necessarily live. You should have a time scheduled in your diary every single week to watch that call. It's a 25-minute call, 30-minute at max. I even listen to them when I'm driving as well, because you can just plug it into your aux cable and listen as you're going. So you need to be listening to those every single week. Are you listening to audiobooks while you drive? If you're listening to music while you're driving, you are wasting time. Stop listening to music while you're driving. And I think that's a bit of a comfort, and sometimes we like to drive and, you know, have our windows down, listen to the music, have a little bit of a sing-along because it's fun. But honestly, if you are treating this like a business and you want to be a social marketing professional, you need to be listening to audios while you're driving. Otherwise, you're literally wasting hours of your week. Every single time I drive, even if it's for 5 minutes down the road to the shops, I put on an audiobook, because all those 5 minutes compounded every day over time is hours and hours and hours worth of content and learning. So if you listen to an audiobook every time you commute, you can do the equivalent of a 4-year university degree in 1 year. That's how much learning you can get done whilst commuting. Or even while you could do it while you're at the gym, you can do it when I'm doing the dishes at home. Gosh, I hate doing the dishes. Headphones, audiobook. Cooking, headphones, Arbonne training. There is so much time that maybe some of us aren't utilising, because we've all got the same amount of hours in a day. And this is something I always think to myself. I'm like, people like Richard Branson and Grant Cardone, they have the same 24 hours as I do. Look what they're doing with theirs. You've just really got to find that time. And if you're stuck on audiobooks, look up Grant Cardone and listen to every one of his audiobooks, because, oh my God, that man will shake you up. Seriously, if you have not listened to, I would suggest listening to Be Obsessed or Be Average first. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And then the 10X rule, and then there he is. And then the Closer's Survival Guide. This is Grant Cardone. I suggest that you become obsessed about the things you really want. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lifetime being obsessed with making up excuses as to why you didn't get the life you wanted. So true. He's insane. Like, you've listened to it, right? But he's crazy. He's crazy. Grant Cardone. He's in the top 10 business influencers in the world. He's absolutely amazing. And follow him on Instagram. He does minimum 20, 30 stories a day. He posts on his Twitter every 6 minutes. Every 6 minutes, something gets posted on his Twitter. So he just blows up social media. And the Closer's Survival Guide, he gives you 100 strategies to close a deal. And there's such vast different strategies, and they're absolutely amazing. I think I'm only a few hours into that book, and I've got a lot to go, but already it's changing my life. So these are the things, like instead of driving and listening to music and having a good old time, I'm listening to Grant Cardone and getting fired up about my business. And those are the things that really actually make a difference. It doesn't seem like that's that big of a deal, but it actually is. If I didn't do that, I don't think I would be doing the things I'm doing, and I definitely wouldn't be training my team the way I do and have the knowledge from all of this stuff that I'm listening to, because really that's duplication at its finest. What else have I got on here? Are you making yourself a to-do list every night before bed for the next day? I know you do this, Charlene. You shared that at AAC, didn't you? Yeah. So the things that are most important to happen the next day in your business, are you writing that list down before bed? Do you have a little notepad next to your bed? Grant Cardone says never be anywhere without a legal pad, because you always have something to jot down. So always have that sitting there ready to go. And you actually, this is a big one, are you actually implementing what you learn at trainings? Or do you just come and you listen and you take notes and then and that's it? It's just gone into thin air. That's so easy to do, and I've done that before. I've been to an AAC before, been so fired up and learnt so much, and then come home and did shit all. And I think, we can do those things, but it's the listening to the audiobooks and plugging into people like Grant Cardone that actually gives you that extra push, and the vision stuff, the Mark II, writing a vision, that's what gives you that extra push to actually take these things that we're learning and then implement it. Because that's often the missing link for a lot of people is, yes, we've got all the information, you can have all the information, but if you don't have a vision, you're not going to create the personal motivation to actually live out that motivation and turn it into activity. So that's really important as well. And are you showing up to everything? And the last one is, are you being relentless? Because that's what it takes. Gemma and I talked to Stewie Armfield at AAC at our nation party, and we were chatting to him about Victoria McHugh, because they hang out over where they live, and he was saying to us, he was like, and this is Stewie Armfield, who the last 3 or 4 years in a row has had the biggest growing business in the UK. He stood there and looked at Gemma and I, and he just went, that girl is relentless. Like, he was like, she blows my mind how relentless she is and how she runs her business. But that's what it takes if you want to be smashing those big numbers and creating that paycheck. And I feel like I've figured that out in the last, 6 months or so, really realising what it takes to do this. And that's what it is. And I think that for us, at our nation trainings and our DAs and things like that, we can see Felicia up there, and she's been doing this business for over 6 years now, and it just seems all so effortless, and we're like, she's just so amazing. She must have just, she was lucky and she spoke to the right people and she floated her way to nation. That's not true at all. Felicia shared with me things about, like, when she was going from RVP to MVP, that, she wasn't going to anyone's birthday party. She was missing out on family events. She was just relentless. And that is what it takes. And I think sometimes it's easy for us to forget that, especially when we look up to Felicia and even Danielle as our leaders, and just think that it all sort of fell into place. But it just didn't at all. And if we think that, we will never then put into place what it actually takes to get there either. if we sort of start to make these lies and we spin these lies for ourselves of, oh, you know, they got there because, you know, they spoke to the right people and it was easy for them, it was easier for them than it is for me. They didn't have to look after the kids like I. That's just all us making those excuses like Graham Cardo was talking about. And it's actually just checking yourself. So even if, you know, you can print something out like that and stick it on your office wall, keep yourself accountable to asking yourself those tough questions, because I find that it's really those questions that can propel you forward. So yes, thank you everyone.
Well, you really see the difference when people have made that decision to go nation or go to the next level. And everything she shared is absolutely true. And I'll just to break it up very quickly. Yes, I did work really, really hard to build my business, but it was also really, really easy on Saturday when Anthony and I were watching the footy to just make a very quick decision to fly to Melbourne on Thursday to go and see the grand final. Okay, so a lot of people say, why are you doing it? We're all doing it to have more choices in our life, guys, okay? And for us, we were able to make a choice where we could just do that. And people next to us were like going, did you just book flights to the grand final? We said, yeah. And they go, can you book us some? And we're all like, okay, guys, I'm not doing that to brag, but all those days that I did miss my kids, things my kids had on, or I worked relentlessly. My sisters were going for lunch or whatever, and I'd say, no, I'm not coming today, I've got work to do, I've got stuff to do. All of those little things, I can now enjoy that because this business does, you know, and also just very quickly, like I sometimes sit there and I say to Anthony, wow, another month has gone by. Wow, another 1,000 goes into our bank account, okay? So every month, you know, guys, honestly, if you had to sit there and think, there'll be a point in this business where you think, oh my God, I'm not worth that much. Okay, and that's where I get to now, where I think, oh my God, I've got that 1,000 going in again next month. Like, you know, when I first started, I didn't know, but you know, I just thought, well, maybe it'll stop one day, but it didn't. It just got, it keeps coming. It's a recurring income. So I want you guys to look at it and know that it is possible to create that, because I have for 6.5 years. So you can too. You can have those choices, and it might not be to have grand final tickets and go. That might not be your thing, but it might be to take your kids, spoil your kids somewhere on the whim. Not have to think about money for just a moment, and just do what your heart wants to for a bit. I don't know. I just wanted to share that. So now I know that night's coming to an end, but I'm just going to get beautiful Charlene to come up. She's just going to really share with us a little bit more about maybe just the gold bags. Do you want to just do that? Yeah, okay, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
No worries. Hey everyone. I was just sitting there before and I actually put a piece of gum in my mouth about 10 minutes ago, because when I get up and speak in front of people, my mouth goes really dry. And I thought back to when the last time I did that was before AAC, and I remember because you were backstage with me, I put a piece of gum in my mouth and I thought, before I go on stage I need to spit it out. Well, I forgot, and I was about 5 minutes into me talking on stage and I realised I still got gum in my mouth, but I couldn't do anything about it because the microphone is there and you can't do anything. There's no lectern or anything, you're just out there for everybody. So I thought, I hope everyone can't hear this gum in my mouth. Anyway, I hid it behind the teeth, it was all good. Okay, so I just wanted to, that was a fantastic training, first of all from Mariah, and then also, Hayley, wherever you are, over there. That was brilliant, and I just thought I don't want to add anything else to you because that was a lot of good meaty training, but I wanted to just mention a few things to you, and I'm just going to brief over some of my notes. Speaking about audiobooks, one that I've just finished listening to is Girl Wash Your Face, and if you haven't listened to that, it is brilliant. And the last chapter, she basically says, if you haven't come to the point in your life where you've realised this, no one is coming to save you. You have to do something about it. It is up to you. You get to choose how your future is created. There's no one that's going to do it for you. And I just loved it. And I thought, sometimes we go through life and we think, oh, you know, when it comes, you know, even to our business, and we look at our team or we look at someone on our team, oh, that person, they're going to help me get to wherever, or they're going to, you know, the moment I sponsor a rock star, they're going to help me. Do you know, the longer I'm in this business, the more that I realise I am the only one that is responsible for moving my business forward. And yes, I'm going to help my team come along with me. But if I'm not in personal activity and if I'm not doing all these things, then my business is going to become stagnant. And then the other thing, I don't know if you follow Mel Robbins on Instagram. Well, I watched one of her lives yesterday. It was actually hilarious. She basically started off the live on her story, and her kitchen in the background was so messy. And she started off saying, "This is my kitchen. It's a Sunday morning. It's a mess." And she's like, "And where is Kendall? Kendall's my teenage daughter. She's meant to be coming live with me. She's just shot up, a typical teenager." And that's how she started her live. She was so down to earth. And I thought, good for her, because she's so relatable. But she spoke about Sunday scaries. So I don't know whether you're sitting here tonight, you might be so inspired about what you've heard and go, yeah, I am going to go out and do that. That is amazing. I love what I've learned tonight. Or you might be sitting here getting, oh my gosh, you feel a bit of anxiety coming up in you and you're thinking, how the heck am I going to implement all of this? Well, this is exactly what Mel spoke about. And Sunday scaries is a real thing. And often what happens is on a Sunday, you think about all the things that you need to do during the week and you get completely, utterly overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. And that can sometimes happen in your business where you feel like there's so many things I should be doing and that stops us from moving forward. So basically what you need to do, even before you leave tonight and definitely before you go to bed, is to write out your plan. What are you going to do between now and the end of the month in order to move your business forward? Because without writing it down, it is going to be in your brain and you're going to be constantly thinking about it and you're not actually going to do anything to move your business forward. So you write it down and then you have to work out a plan. And I know for me, if ever I have felt stuck in my business, that's when thoughts of, oh, I don't know enough people, I've contacted everyone that I know. Do you know that is scarcity thinking? The moment you make a decision to move your business forward, which is really interesting because it was back in April when I decided to do that again in my business this year, suddenly there was a huge amount of people that I hadn't spoken to. But before then, I'm like, oh, I've spoken to everyone, I'm stuck, oh my gosh, and it's not the truth. So if you're telling yourself that, it's actually not the truth, okay? So I just wanted to add that in. Now,
I didn't introduce you,
oh,
Charlotte.
sorry.
Charlotte is Executive Regional Vice President, and she is her AM and RVP bonus most months. So she's in activity.
Okay, so let's keep everything else that I was going to talk about, and hang on a second. Oh yeah, I also just wanted to mention one other thing when it comes to activity, because I'm going to speak briefly about how I would approach someone with a goal bag or a business appointment or health moving, it doesn't matter. Sometimes when we think about our 2 asks a day, we can hide behind that. So if that's not generating UQV, then you're actually not moving your business forward. So just be aware of that. When it comes to your ask and your daily activity, it needs to be generating QV. QV is the only thing that is going to move your business forward. So just be aware of that too, because I know sometimes we can think about our daily thing that we do. Well, we've done our asks. I've done my 2 asks or whatever it may be on social media, via text, or I've even phoned people and I haven't got the results. That's when you've got to go, well, what am I doing? What do I need to do differently? Maybe my approach needs to be different. Maybe it's the people that I'm approaching. Whatever it is, speak to your upline, and I know that they're going to give you some great advice for that. Okay, so when it comes to moving my business forward and having a one-on-one with someone, I do my business through workshops and through business appointments, one-on-ones, and also through getting people onto the Healthy Living program. Now, the way that I do workshops, I purely look at workshops for the way, for the fact that it's going to introduce me to new people. It's a mini networking event. So I love the fact that with workshops, And if you do book, obviously our goal is to book workshops out of workshops, is purely to meet more people. So it's warm market networking. It's not going to be a networking event, except for the fact that everyone's invited to that one spot and you get to network with them. One of the things that I do are healthy happy hours, which are fantastic. You can just hold them in your home. You can do it with a few consultants and get them to invite their contacts. I get Dave, sometimes my husband, just to make up his famous protein slice, because people just like a bit of a demo, and pretty much it's just going through the 30 days to healthy living, sharing some healthy snacks, and doing it that way. Now, when it comes to me meeting up with somebody, if it's through a goal back, I've done this recently where I've met up with people and I just said to them I'd love to catch up with them. Arbonne have recently launched some new products. I think they're going to love them. I'm trying to get the word out there about them. I can even say, if I know this person hasn't heard about our healthy living, Arbonne has recently launched a range, and yes, it was a couple of years ago. They don't need to know that. And true that Australia, we only really got on board about a year ago. So Arbonne have recently launched a healthy living range. So many people are seeing such amazing results. I'd love to catch up with you and share with you what it's all about. Who knows, it could be for you, or you may know someone else who could be a perfect fit. So I'm either going to say that. So when you're catching up with somebody, use whatever you think is going to work for them. I will often also say, in fact, one of the texts that I recently sent to somebody, it was an exchange. So she came over to Australia about 15, maybe even longer, 20 years ago. She was an exchange student. She lives in Canada. She became friends with my sister. She's French-Canadian. And I have never, ever spoken to her about Arbonne. So when I'm thinking about my, who haven't I spoken to? I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't spoken to her. She needs to hear about it. So basically I just said, hi beautiful Marie, how are you? I love seeing the photos on Facebook. Your boys are absolutely divine. As you know, I'm an Arbonne consultant and I'm currently expanding my business and would absolutely love to see it expand into Canada. Can we catch up over a quick webinar where I can share with you exactly what it is that I do? I completely get that Arbonne itself may not be a fit for you, but I figure you know a lot of Canadians, and who knows, you may meet someone one day or know someone where this could be a perfect fit. Either way, I'm just looking for a set of ears to spread the word. It'll also be a great way to connect and just have a chat, let me know what day works. And she got back to me saying, she was really sick. She said, I'd love to, when I'm feeling better, I'd love to catch up over webinar. So that's just one example of, I've never spoken to her. We're connected only because she knows my sister. And anyway, she's willing to meet up. So then when it comes to me meeting up with somebody, this is my little Arbonne badge that I take. I think we've got it at a conference sometime. Now, if I'm meeting up with somebody and I'm wanting to talk to them about the business, in here, I will always have my gold bag, even though it's not gold anymore, but we call it, with my full-size Arbonne products. And I will also have healthy living products in here. I didn't actually stick them in here because I was in a rush to get here, but I will have samples of our nutrition. And I'll give you an example. One lady that I met up with recently, her daughters do dancing, she's quite into skincare, and I didn't know what she was going to be interested in. So I thought, I think she's going to be interested in skincare. I'll bring some healthy living just in case. When we met up and I got talking to her, I realised she had some health concerns, she had excess weight she wanted to lose, and I ended up talking to her about healthy living. She ended up doing 30 days to healthy living, loved it, and went on from there. And so that's where I think sometimes we can get so stuck in what we want to share with somebody that we don't actually take into consideration what their needs really are. So if I had gone in there with skincare, not knowing as well that she was actually working for another network marketing company, the competitor that we have, that we would try clinically tested against. So she's a consultant with them. Had I not known that and only bought the skincare, she wouldn't have been interested in that. But I actually got to know her. I asked her some questions, and then what I do when I meet up with people is I go through the Is Arbonne for You. Now I will probably 80 or 90% of the time go through this at the time that I drop the products off with them. And the reason I do that is because it actually cuts out one extra follow-up. So when you think about it, if you can share the whole story with somebody and they've got that all information before they even try the products, when you're meeting back up with them, well, first of all, while they're trying the products, they're thinking about all the information that you have given them. You've probably already given them a curiosity pack, because they will no doubt be at least a 6, if not, an 8 or a 9 or a 10 on a scale of wanting to hear more about Arbonne. And they're more inclined, when you meet back up with them, to go, yep, it's a done deal, sign me up. And so the way that I go about it when I meet up with somebody, if I'm giving them products, I'll put the products out because I know that they're going to try the products. That's if I'm leading with the products. And then I'll say, look, I'd love to give you a full overview of what Arbonne is all about. I'm going to, give you an understanding as to who we are as a company, a little bit about our products, and I'm also going to touch on the business side of things. It may or may not be a fit for you, but you may know somebody else where this could be perfect for them. Do you mind if I take 15 minutes of your time? And if I ask for their permission, they always say yes. The moment they've said yes, I know that I've got free rein to share with them whatever it may be. And so they're not, when I turn over the page and talk about the business, they're expecting me to talk about the business. And so I guess I wanted to get up here and just encourage you. First of all, have your plan, write it down, understand that yes, it is the little daily things that we do that do make a big difference. It is the 2 hours a day that do make a big difference. But without also understanding the bigger picture of getting that QB in, sometimes we can feel stuck, and it's just a matter of tweaking things in our business slightly. So that is all I'm going to share with you tonight. I hope you got something out of it, and thank you so much. Yeah.
Charlene, you recently had a new girl join.
Yes.
And she did the brand new.
Yes.
8.
Yeah, so I recently had a new consultant join, and mind you, I have been speaking to her about this for about 4 years. And she has her own online business at the moment, and she basically did like a 7-day cleanse with me just a little while back, and she loved it. And she put a post up on Facebook, and I can read it. Did I send it to you? No. I'll read it out to you if you want me to instead. Anyway, from that post on Facebook asking people to join her, she's got 8 people to join her on this 30 days, and she's just signed up as a consultant. And so I guess, as far as moving forward, let me get it on my phone. I can just share with you what she said.
Send it through Messenger to me as well.
Yeah, okay, I will. Okay, a few weeks ago I completed the 10-day cleanse. My results are so good, but my mum's were even better. In 10 days, she lost over 6 kilos, but the change in her attitude and general health was amazing. Dad couldn't believe it. Haha. My noticeable changes were that I shedded a bit of weight, felt so much more focused, slept well, and got my sense of humour back. I forgot how funny I was. So now I'm in again, this time for 30 days. The products are vegan and all of really great quality. I love them. And the support of the Facebook group was fun and a great help, as I struggled a bit for the first few days. I also plan on training, walking, and paddle boarding a lot in the 30 days. Who's in? It's so awesome if we could have a group doing this together. So much easier. There are plenty of options on how you go about it. I'm going in hard on this one. Mum's in, Charlene's in. Who else cares or wants to join in? And you don't have to be in the same state because she was originally from Melbourne. Wherever you are doesn't matter. So just that one post got all this interest, and she'll continue to get that, because even the people that didn't want to do it in the end, they're watching her, like Haley was saying. So, yeah.
Awesome. Has anybody got any questions? Charlene? Yes.
How do you get people how do you ask people to do the gold bag? That thing that you said at the beginning, that was about a biz chat, wasn't it?
Yeah, so if I'm asking people, okay, do you know, especially in the beginning, and even still now, when Arbonne even reformulated, I will then say something like, if I want to lead with the gold bag rather than the business, I will say Arbonne have recently reformulated their skincare, where I'm trying to get as many people to trial these products as possible. I'd love to give you a free sample. Can we catch up over coffee? And then I'll give them a gold bag. So really, I think that it's just, that's something simple, and that's how I started my business. Because when I started, I had no idea what I was doing. And I just said, I'm starting the I'm starting a new skincare company. The products are pretty amazing. I'm trying to get the word out there about these products. Can I give you a free sample, or can I give you some products to try for a few days? And that was it. So that's how I would get people to try the products if I was leading with that.
I love the way you actually do the getting to Arbonne, where you drop them off.
Yes. Do you know, it has made a big difference. And then, like I was saying with Felicia before, is that it just shortens one more follow-up so that you know that right then and there, then they're even more excited to try the products. So, and then especially if you ask their permission beforehand, they're happy to hear what you have to say. Yeah.
I think it's thanks, Sharon. It's something called drop and tell. Yeah. So, and it's a lot of what we've been trying to share with everyone, saying, share the business at the same time as dropping off the gold bag. So you might have seen it on other websites where they do the tell and drop, or the drop and tell. Okay. So in this case, if we just break that down 1 second, the drop and tell is you drop the products and you tell them about the business after that. I don't find that as effective. What Charlene's talking about is what we call the tell and drop. Okay, so you tell them about Arbonne, and then you leave the products with them. Okay, so you might have heard that or seen that on another website. Okay, so yeah, that's it, guys. Really, there is a great little Discover Arbonne that we've been able to get our hands on. This is going into it's already in the Right Nation. It's already on the website. It's basically the video that Mariah that was sharing with all of her Gen Ys. Okay, so we've got a great little Gen Y one that we can show. I won't play it about 16 minutes. You can go onto the Right to Nation website and it's under consultant resources, additional training. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. So, Trace, do we want to go through what people want to implement into the business, or how did you want to end it?
Oh, thanks, Felicia. Just how inspiring was that, guys? So who's feeling pumped up? Yeah. Absolutely. So what I just thought with Felicia is, and Charlene touched on that, so did Hayley, Felicia, we get so much great stuff out of this training. So I thought maybe if we can turn the lights up and we can just take a couple of minutes just to write down what is your one key takeout out of everything. So we heard from Felicia in the beginning with the 8 and 2. We watched that amazing video from Mariah. We then heard from the incredible Hayley, and now we've heard from Charlene. So much there. What one thing are you going to implement into your business that's going to make a difference? And obviously there's a lot of stuff, but what's one thing that you can take out? So I just thought if we can take maybe a minute and just write down, and then maybe we can just share it around, and that would be a good way to sort of help ourselves go from listening to a lot of really good stuff to actually how can we implement this into our business. So is that okay? Yeah. Awesome.
Can I also add one thing for stories?
Definitely.
Okay, so Lisa Dooley did a training so Lisa Dooley, Mariah's upline to the Training Foundation, and why she was saying that Insta Stories work so well as well is because, as you probably know, most people need about 6 to 7 exposures of Arbonne. With Insta Stories, they're getting those exposures already. Yeah. So when you talk to them about the business or the products or whatever it may be, they've already had all those exposures, so they're ready to say yes.
Right. It's awesome. And I think for me, Insta Stories and the whole Instagram is still something that I'm not very fluent in and learning. So who feels like they're in that category? So maybe what we need to organise separate to that is some training on Instagram and how we can actually build the stories. Because I've been seeing some of, I know Hayley, Felicia started doing it, is how you get those buttons on the bottom of your Instagram. I have no idea how to do that. And I don't honestly even know how to do an Insta story. You know how you have like the Arbonne and you have your
highlights.
How to put them in, your highlight, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, exactly. So maybe we can organise some training.
I could do a training and put it on the road.
That would be incredible, Hayley. Who would love that? Who has some training on Instagram and how to put those buttons on? Yeah, awesome. Okay, so guys, just when you've written down what you're, and look, I know there was lots and lots of takeouts, but what's one takeout? And then maybe we can start to share. Maybe if you put your hand up when you've got your takeout. Awesome. Anyone need more time? Or maybe, so that means you're finished?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Is it okay if we start sharing?
Just down the table.
Okay.
Let's
No, we all want to hear. Okay. All right, who wants to share first? Awesome. What's your name? Sorry, Jenna.
The talent drops. I think that's great. You already do it straight up, because I have to admit, don't normally go in on the business straight up. I'm only 3 or 4 months in, so, but yeah, that straight up with the business, so the talent drop.
Love it. Cool. Thank you.
Can I add straight on after?
Thanks, Sue. Yep.
One of the reasons I haven't been doing it, I think it's great. One of the reasons why I think it's really great, and I can't remember who said this about a week ago, it was on something I was listening to, but when you start somebody by starting with the product on its own, they'll be trying the product and looking to find fault with it. But if they're excited about the business, when they try the product, they're looking to like it.
Yeah, true. Great point. Who else has got? Thanks. Thanks, Hayley.
Tomorrow I'm going to be asking 100 people on my Instagram if they've heard of Arbonne, and if I sent them a video, would they take a look?
Wow.
You can do it, 100 tomorrow.
Wow.
See what happens. We'll let you know.
Please post.
Mine is be relentless, be consistent, because everyone is watching.
Love it. Beautiful. Yes. Thank you.
Work out how to do Insta stories and stuff.
Yes. Woo!
I'm going to train the 8 and 2 down to my team. Show them how easy it is.
No. Who else has got their top takeout that they'd love to share? Over here. Awesome.
Most importantly for me, it's about taking into consideration what people actually need and not leading with skincare as much, and maybe bringing more on the nutrition to my business.
And don't focus on the outcome, focus on the activity, because we all get bummed when someone says no to us, but just keep doing what we know we should be doing.
I was just going to ask those that I haven't asked, or those that I haven't asked again in a long time. A lot of the young ones that I asked in the past are like, just shook it off and brushed it off, whereas now, they've got a few years on them, so hopefully, big difference.
Okay, mine's keeping my messages simple and sending them to people who watch my story. I do a fair bit on Instagram. I did before. I've only been doing Arbonne like 7 weeks, and I shot out and I went really fast and I've stopped. So I think simplifying is a bit more me. I'll be putting beautiful messages and I don't feel like they're me a little bit, so just keeping it simple.
Mine is transforming people's lives daily.
I love that. I loved how she talked about it in terms of that, lives that are transforming.
Yeah, mine was similar to quite a few of the others, but it's just keeping the asks short, the texts very short, and just asking if they'd be open to taking a look at a video. Stop overcomplicating it.
Mine is just to ask without prejudging. I'm guilty of going through my contacts and my LinkedIn and going yes, no. So just to, as Mariah said, just bang out as many messages and send them far and wide to everyone. And also just listening to different trainings this week. There's a message that keeps coming through to be consistent, because I tend to get on social media and post every day for 5 days and then do nothing. So just to be consistent, because people are watching.
Okay, last one. Anyone? Burning?
Can I just show this to Steph before we walk out the door, because I know that you're interested in Insta stories for a sec. Sorry. I've just brought up this girl. She's in Arbonne, Lifestyle with Kat on Instagram. What I wanted to show you is, see these little circles at the bottom, because I am not a guru, but I'm learning. And if you've been watching me on Insta story, I've got all sorts of stupid things on there at the moment in the name of learning. Okay, and you know what? I had no idea. Keep doing. Oh, what's that button for? Oh, what does that do? Oh, how do I do this? And I've created a whole schmozzle on there. You can have a look. But I'm giving it a go because I know it's something that I've tried, that I want to get into. And I've also been following some people that I know are successful, because if you want to get somewhere, guys, follow the people that have been there and that are doing it. That's wonderful. Okay. So anyway, what I love here is I'll just quickly show you. She's got a whole little circle where she's saved, and this is something that when I get time, I'm going to create. Oh, it's loading. So she's got little saved little things there, and she's got all the stuff about the 30 days. So somebody that's following her on Instagram can quickly click on that little button and go, what's she on about? And all the little things about the 30 days that she's saved, okay? About everything. So that's her 30 days to healthy living little gig that she's got there going on, and they're all, little posts and stuff. You can go and have a look, okay? Then she's got, lifestyle with Kat.
She's direct.
They do in America, and can I just give you a tip? Compliance is never going to shut your business down. They're going to give you 35,000 warnings, and they're going to tell you you're doing something wrong. So don't ever be scared to do something because of compliance, because you'll not do the things that you want to do. Charlene, am I saying the right thing?
Yeah, unless, of course,
Seriously.
you never want to do anything unethical. But
you don't want to do anything unethical, but something like that, just you'll be fine. You'll be fine, okay? See here, she's got about the biz. So she's got another little circle where she's popped little things on about the biz. Sorry, Hayley, what were you telling me this girl is direct to? Peyton, yeah. Okay, so yeah, go on, have a look, follow a couple of people. Look, so she's building intrigue with her stories, and then she's saving them on her Instagram profile for people to go back and have a look at. Okay, so guys, we doing the 8 and 2. All of this, it doesn't mean you're going to go home now and learn everything about Instagram before you do your business. Okay, all right. Because that's going to stop you from okay, you know what I'm saying, don't you? Okay, don't go out and start thinking the new way is through Instagram. Start incorporating it slowly into your business, because nobody's going to follow you straight away, because you don't even know what you can't even follow yourself. Okay, so I'm serious. Like, these young girls might have it down pat, but go with what you can for now and build that up over time. As another tool in your toolbox. Okay? Any questions?
That was brilliant.
Do you love tonight's training?
Yeah.
Do I ever not produce a good training card? Okay, so you need to tell yourself and honestly, can you please take advantage of the things that we're creating? Hayley's Healthy Happier. The DAs last week, guys, I have to say I was a little bit disappointed, because you know what, we always ask for this, oh my God, that's a great idea, let's do a live DA. You know what, somebody's out there working their ass off, organising that live DA, and you guys didn't get anybody on there, so yeah, to really have a gut punch or love punch or whatever you want to call it, and just think about that for a moment and think, am I taking full advantage of all the things that have been created for me, and am I really playing full out here, or am I expecting it, it to all happen, or to pick up the phone when I'm good and ready, call Felicia or call my upline and say, sorry about all that, I wasn't really ready last week, but I'm really ready now, can you give me your time? Okay, so because sometimes that does happen, guys, and I'm here to pour all of this into you for 2 hours, and I've had to get babysitters and organise my kids and do all of those things that normal people do to make the effort to be here. So your teams, and you need to be part of that, because I can share so much with you like that, but then you have the people who turn around and say, I couldn't make it, but then expect to get on a one-on-one call with me for another hour and train
cutting all of that out. Now that's not fair either, is it, guys? So we've got to get our teams here because this is where we're putting all the energy into on the night. Is that fair for everyone? Okay, awesome. So love you all. Let's really smash out the end of this month. Implement this straight away because it's just going to make you strong for next month. And let's all just have a really solid goal of what we want to create. Let's just go with our really simple strategy and see what happens. Hey, should we all do that?
Woo!
That's it. Oh, one last thing. There's always one last thing. This is really important.